Hello, I'm Olivia. Welcome back to my channel. I am a singer and a songwriter and a voice teacher, and I'm going through the Artist's Way. And I just finished week 9. So in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about what's in the chapter and what I think about that and how it's going for me so far. So if that's interesting, stick around. Week 9 is called Recovering a Sense of Compassion. And at the start, she says, we will gain compassion as we reparent the frightened artist child who yearns for creative accomplishment. The reparenting thing, I think, is very hot with the psychologists and whatnot. But I think it can't be understated how much, the messages that you get when you're a kid affect how you behave and how you think as an adult. The first section is called Fear. And in this section, she's talking about reframing laziness or procrastination or an inability to create. And she wants you to label it as fear rather than laziness or rather than procrastination simply. She talks about how blocked artists are not not doing anything, but they're focusing on the wrong things. They're using energy to focus on jealousy or self-hatred or regret or grief or self-doubt or beating themselves up for not being able to start. So it's like there's a lot of energy being expended. It's just not actually productive energy. It's not getting you anywhere. And I can definitely relate to this as somebody who really has I have a lot of sort of cyclical thinking that happens. And I think that it definitely rings true that I'm working. I'm mentally working. It just doesn't look like it. She also talks about how the need to be a great artist or the need to produce great work actually makes it hard to produce any work at all because you are so focused on it being perfect or it being so good that you're not actually enjoying the process. So I think the main thing from this section is that procrastination or being blocked is fear. It's usually based in a fear of some sort. And to call it by its real name, to call procrastination fear rather than I'm just so lazy, what's wrong with me? I think that can definitely shift your perspective and have compassion for yourself and say, you're scared, you're experiencing this emotion. But it's so easy to just beat yourself up. The next section is called Enthusiasm, and it talks about how being an artist requires enthusiasm and not necessarily just being happy all the time, but basically a commitment to being playful or a commitment to showing up and kind of having fun rather than feeling like it's a slog and I've got to put this, output out. I've heard of many writers, novelists maybe, or, whoever that sit down at a certain time each day, you sit down at the computer at 8 a.m. and you just, whether you're inspired or not, you're going to sit down and do it. And that sounds like discipline. And it is, you're sitting down to do it. But I think she talks about how what some view as discipline is actually sort of a play date with yourself. So if you view it as we're making a date to have fun and do this thing, create something that's actually fun and you like to do, it can be a lot easier to have that discipline, and if you're framing it in your head as this big work and this job that has to be done versus I get to make a date and make time for the thing that I like to do. That can get you there more easily. Then she talks about creative U-turns. Basically, this concept is when something appears, there's some kind of opportunity or something that comes up for you, but you kind of regress or you turn around and go back to being blocked. And she talks about how that's sort of we are used to, we are comfortable being unhappy, basically, being an unproductive artist. It's familiar. We know what it's like to kind of feel sorry for ourselves. And she says that some people can sort of get addicted to that wanting sympathy or addicted to that negative mindset in a way, just because you get so used to it. And maybe you're actually getting something out of it. You're like trying to get sympathy from people or attention or something like that, could be different for everybody. But once you sort of admit that you want help and you don't want to be in that situation, that, the possibility of help or the possibility of change will arrive in your life. So then she has this exercise called blasting through blocks, where she says, like, in order to work freely on something, an artist needs to be functionally free of resentment or anger and resistance or fear. So anger and fear are the big blocking emotions. So she's got this sort of process to get through a block. So the first thing would be to list all the resentments or all the things that might make you angry, and then list all the fears connected to the project. Ask yourself if that's all. And then she also asks you, what do you stand to gain by not doing this? And then make yourself sort of a deal, like decide, like, this is what I'm going to do to move forward. So I think that could definitely be helpful. I think sometimes it's hard to actually identify. I think that's the first process, is like identifying that you actually have a block with something, because it's easy to just be like, no, I don't want to do that, or push something away without really realizing what's happening. So hopefully through this process of going through this book, I hope that I'm able to recognize a little bit more when that's happening to me and say, wait a minute, what's happening under the surface here? And can I move through this? What am I actually feeling here? Is this something I want to do or not? In the tasks, the one that I liked the most was sort of forgiving yourself for any creative U-turns, which I thought was great. And I think I have spent plenty of time beating myself up for things that I haven't done or things I have done, writing that down and acknowledging where I was at in my life and forgiving myself for not doing things the way I think I could have done based on whatever fear I was going through. I think that's a productive and helpful exercise. I think for me, I struggled with a lot of insecurity in my 20s, and I think that I was in a situation where I definitely could have taken more risks and put myself out there in a different way. But I think I sort of did a lot of things to keep myself hidden, keep myself stuck, because I didn't feel confident enough in the sort of musical community that I was in. Okay, for my little check-in this week, I did all 7 days of my morning pages. My artist date was a walk down by the bay here in San Francisco. I do that often, but I sort of made a point to go down and do a little meditation by the water, which was really nice. And it was a beautiful sunny day when I went. And then I also went to go to the Walgreens or the CVS, whatever I went to, and bought another magazine for collaging. So I found a really good magazine that had a bunch of, I think it was a Harper's Bazaar magazine. But lots of cool stuff to pull out to just do some of my collage journaling art projects that I've been doing lately. I haven't really felt much synchronicity, that's something that I'm struggling with feeling, but I'm open to whatever comes to me. And then the last question in the check-in is asking you if, what other issues have been coming up for you. And I think this week I realized, I travel a lot, and I sort of realized that I overextend myself when it comes to travel. And I'm really realizing I consider myself a extrovert. I do really enjoy being around people, but I'm not really like a person. I don't want to be around people just to be around people. Like, I really like to be around the people that I really love, or, I love to get to know new people too. But I think I'm overextending myself in terms of some of that travel, and I'm really realizing you have to have a balance, but I think I need a lot of home time. I need a lot of downtime. And I think, that's something that she talks about in other chapters of creative people oftentimes need a lot of time to just kind of do nothing. Anyway, I mean, it's not like I don't love traveling and seeing my family and friends, but I also just need to respect some of my alone time. So I'm just going to think about that moving forward when I'm making plans. So overall, it was a little bit of a tough week, just with, kind of feeling overwhelmed with some of that, kind of feeling overextended. But I definitely think that this thought about reframing of fear, procrastination and fear, and kind of when I feel upset or when I feel a block coming on, acknowledging that fear and saying, like, you're scared, it's okay. Like, I think that hopefully will be helpful for me. So anyway, next week is week 10, recovering a sense of self-protection. Really hope you'll follow along with me. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.